Hi and welcome to day 27 of Inktober Tangles 2022. I'm Anica, a CZT from Croatia, and let's see here what we have after 26 days of drawing. So I don't know how, because I usually tangle big, but fitting 26 tangles into almost 4 tiles just seems crazy. If anybody asked me if I would be able to do it, I would probably say, oh no, I tangle big. But here it is, 26 tangles. And hopefully, okay, we only have 5 more days to go, and I'm sure that I will have more than enough space to fit these 5 days into almost 2 tiles. In fact, I'm probably going to have to tangle big, which I probably won't do. I'll just keep tangling like I did, and then later it's easy to add something, maybe some lettering, Inktober 2022 or something to, complete this letter Z. How cute is that? But now I think we just need to continue tangling to get there finally after 5 days. So let's start. Okay, so the tangle for day 27 is Narfellow, a tangle by Zentangle that I have used many times. But before I start, I will just lightly trace the border so that I don't forget about it. Let's see here. I'll put these two together so that I can just trace where the border goes to the right. So here it is, just roughly tracing it so that I don't forget. And now I need to start drawing my Narfello. Narfello starts with one wavy line, and I do like to keep it nice, not very flat, I do like these curves. So the original step out shows you to do it like this. Draw several parallel lines and then connect them to each other so that you connect the peak of one to the bottom of the other. You will end up having these pockets that you then just fill with other tangles or with some other, embellishments or whatever. The way I like to approach it is a bit different. I like to think about each of these shapes as an individual section. So I'm just going to approach it like that, and I will come up with quite similar grid or reticulum, as we like to say in Zentangle, but I think it's just easier, and I like how I'm better able to draw these nice shapes if I just do it one by one. And now that I have these already, I'm thinking about, do I even need others, or is that just enough? I think I will stop here, at least for the moment, and then later, if I want, I can always go back and add some more on the bottom, obviously, because on top I don't have any space. And now I will start embellishing. And I'll start with my favorite way to embellish Narfello, which is just to enhance this shape of waves by drawing these aura lines. And sometimes I fill the smallest one with black I ink it in. Recently had a nice project with my Tangle Lab members where we use Narfello, and we also use some fishes, and it was, I think, quite a cute project. But today we will stick to this abstract part, you know, which is in line with Zentangle philosophy. And I think it's a very good way to approach drawing, because when you want to draw a figurative, some kind of a figurative art, you know, if you want to draw a bird or a fish or whatever that might be, then you know what the reference is, you have expectations, and if you have expectations, then you can also have some expectations hangover. Which I'm not sure where I heard that. You know, you can't really be disappointed unless you have some kinds of expectations. And with Zentangle, if you are drawing abstract art, you have no reference about what Narfellow might look like, right? This is why we choose also these names that are non-representative, same as the motifs. They should be non-representative, so that you can just relax and draw without thinking if it looks like it's supposed to look. And then, of course, we do use some references like waves in this case that I've used just to make it easier in videos to describe what we are doing. But of course, it's totally different than if I would tell you, let's draw some wavy sea. That would be challenging, you know. And in that case, you might be saying like, well, I'm not an artist, I don't know how to do that. But when I tell you, let's draw Narfellow, you might be like rid of all expectations and just draw with me and end up having these cute waves, if I may call them waves. And now I'm going to use some shades and highlights, and I'm thinking about a different approach, so something I haven't done before, and I drew Narfellow many times. And the way that I would usually draw it is like this, and then shade it so that I apply shades next to this bottom line or on top of each of the waves, or above, not maybe on top, but above each of the waves. But now I think I will try to just shade it on one side and then highlight it on the other side, and let's see what that will do to this tangle. I think that it might really result with a very, very interesting drawing, and now that I'm thinking about it, of course I have an expectations hangover. I'm picturing it and I have some expectations about it, but I also wonder why I haven't thought about it before. See, already, and I see that I haven't blended one of these shades, already even without adding the highlights, this looks quite cool, I think. So let me now add the highlights, and I will add it on this almost central part, but a little bit towards the right side, so the opposite side of where my shades are. And then I just need to find the blending stump. Okay, and I'm just gently blending it. I see that I skipped one of these. I don't know why I skipped. I think it's the same one that I skipped with blending the shades. It's interesting. Okay, that's cute, right? I'm not sure if it looks like what I have imagined. I think I will just add some more towards, you know, the point where they meet the other one. And then again, not pushing too hard so that I don't damage the paper. It is cool. It's not what I imagined, but I do like it. This is, you know, the fun part about experimenting. Even if it's not what you have expected, it's a lesson learned. So it can be a positive or a negative surprise. I mean, it's a surprise. I don't think I'm not like negatively or positively surprised. I'm just surprised with what it looks like. And as I'm working on this, I'm thinking about, okay, what else could I do? Is there something that I could or should do, or is this just enough? And now I feel really tempted to add this shade as I would normally do. So it's not one stroke at a time, it's one shade at a time. So I thought that I would add the shades only on one side of the bottom part. Actually, I wanted to shade 1/2 of the shape, but now I'm adding some more next to the line, and well, let's see what happens. I think it's quite cool. I think it's quite cool. I'm just kind of puzzled about these shapes right next to other tangles. I think I might maybe need some more shade here to just make the distinction between the tangles, or transition between the tangles. It seemed like there's some empty space almost, although I know there wasn't. You know, I think by doing this I might be done with it. And yeah, it does look cool. You could embellish this with you know, some orbs or something, more lines, or you know, whatever crosses your mind. Maybe you can add some more waves to the bottom part and try to shade and highlight and embellish them in a different way. But this is where I'll stop for today. And of course, thank you for drawing with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.